down in El Paso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 17.
And what'd you do?
Well, we had a ride out there with a man and his wife, and we paid them $10 to ride to L.A. And from Oklahoma City to L.A., 4 of us. And we got into Abilene, Texas. Why, first night he stayed all night. Well, we didn't have no money to rent a room, so we slept in the car. And him and his wife, I guess his wife could have been a girlfriend, I don't know. But anyhow, they stayed in the motel. And then the next day we drove from Abilene to El Paso. And my brother Joe was staying there with my grandpa and grandma Jackson. And I told the guys that I was with, I said, I'm going to have them take me over there, and I'm going to stay all night with them if they're going to stay all night here in El Paso.
And this what year?
1941.
1941.
Yeah. And that's before the war started.
Before they bombed Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. This was in July of 41. And so they said they knew my brother Joe too, see, they was friends with him, and they wanted to stay too. So we all stayed all night there at my grandpa's. And the old boy told us when he let us out, said, I'll be back in the morning at 8 o'clock, pick you up. Well, we thought everybody told the truth in them days. Everybody we knew did. Well, the next morning he never showed up. And we stayed there till about 4 in the afternoon. He still hadn't showed up. So we decided he'd already took off for L.A. and left us. And we paid him all the money. Instead of giving him $5 a piece, we give him 10.
Yeah.
And
you learned early you can't pay things off.
I found out right then you don't trust people that you don't know.
Yeah.
And some of them, if you know them, well, you don't trust them. Like Gary, you know.
I guess I can edit that.
But anyhow, no, you don't need to edit that. I tell him that myself. But we caught this freight train there in El Paso and rode it all the way to California. And it was about the middle of July, and out there on the desert, about 120. And we'd go along, you know, for hours on the train, no water.
Ooh.
And when the train would stop, well, we'd run. They'd be about further than here to your shop there from the little stores, you know. And we'd run over at the store and get something to drink. And sometimes we have time, we get something to eat. And one night we run over to this little store, and while there's 2 or 3 in line, we had to stand in line to pay for stuff, you know, we got. Well, while we was standing in line, this train started taking off. And one of the guys, he took off to catch the train, and then another one, they all got paid, you know, we was all standing in line. And I think I was the last one in line. And I was the last one to catch the train, and that train was really rolling time I got out there. And I caught it, but boy, I barely got it.
Oh man!
And then I didn't know where they caught it or what happened. I got up on that train and I run on top of they got about that wide a thing to run on, you know.
Oh yeah.
Boards up there, and I run, and that thing kept getting faster and faster. And I jumped from one car to the other.
Man, you like the movies.
Oh yeah. And then pretty soon I got up there, 4 or 5 cars, and I found 2 of the guys, but we didn't find the other one. And I had to jump from a high car down to a low car. I jumped down in it. I seen old Gene Ultra do that the other day, and I thought, well, I've done that. He jumped from the high car down in the low car. And anyhow, we got down there, and we thought, well, where's old WC at? He ain't here. And while we was talking about it, well, here he jumped down there. He was behind me.
And who's that?
That's my school buddy.
Oh, yeah?
One I went to school with. Well, we knew him since we was about the size of these boys. And we knew him about 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Anyhow, we got together and we all slept on that car that night. And we got into Yuma, Arizona, about 3 in the morning. Boy, it was just as hot at 3 as it was in daytime nearly. But anyhow, we stayed there and finally caught a train out there and going into San Bernardino.
Were you thinking you'd have rather left in March?
Yeah.
About right now, huh?
But anyhow, we rode into San Bernardino and we walked from there to Riverside. It's about, or we walked from Riverside, I believe, to San Bernardino, one or the other. It's about 3 miles difference.
I thought you were in Barstow.
Yeah,
first.
well, we caught a train there in San Bernardino, and we thought it was going to L.A. Instead of that, it went to Barstow. It was going up to up to Salt Lake City.
Oh.
And it's going through Las Vegas, you know, Barstow and Las Vegas and all that. But anyhow, we got sleepy and we went into what they call a reefer. That's where they kept the ice, you know, for refrigeration of the fresh vegetables, you know. And it was cool in there, so we got in there and went to sleep. Well, we got into Barstow. Was this old policeman that worked for the railroad company. He went and flashed the light down there and hollered at us and told us to come out of there. And we come out, had to climb up some steps. And we got out, and he said he'd have to put us in jail. So he put us in a little jail about the size of that horse shed there. And right in the middle of it was 2 cells. And he put 2 of us in one cell and 2 of us in another cell. And he fooled with this one cell a long time, you know, couldn't get it to lock. Finally, he quit fooling with it. We figured he locked it. And after he left, he said he'd be back the next morning, or somebody would, to pick us up about 8 o'clock. Well, after he left, this one guy was about 21 years old. He shook that door real hard, and that lock come unlocked. So he wouldn't open the door up because it wasn't locked then. And then he was out in the building. Well, there was a door to the building like your shed there, you know, that little door, not a big door. Well, this guy that was in the cell with him, E.M. Grimm, he said, Louis Lambert said he was going to get out there. He had a wife and kid to think of. And because that guy told us that night that we'd probably get 6 months on the rock pile. And so Louis said, I can't afford to spend 6 months on the rock pile. I got to get over to California and make my wife a living. Anyhow, this one guy said, well, I can't go. Said, I know it's a trap. Said, I've seen it in the movies. Said, they put them in there and then they let them get out, and then when they get out, they shoot them. So old Liam, he wouldn't go.
And that probably got you thinking.
Well, I wasn't worried about it because I was locked up. I couldn't get out.
Oh, they didn't find a key to let you out.
No,
Huh?
me and WC, we was locked up. We couldn't get out because we tried to get ours open. It wouldn't come open. But anyhow, we listened to see if we hear a shot, you know,